So I used to consider myself a categorical badass. I jumped out of helicopters in flight and I hunted America's enemies. But now I am the snack bitch for 2-3-year-olds. And I'm not even primary snack bitch because their other mother is so attuned to them that she just constantly materializes with whatever they might need at the precise moment. So like applesauce or a wipe or like a yellow straw. And so this isn't a new development. I was being wheeled out of Fort Belvoir Community Hospital after I had them, and the alarm went off. Like the someone is stealing the baby alarm went off. Like the hospital building itself was like, take them back or go with her. So this is a story about love, loss, and redemption in a tidy package at a Washington Nationals baseball game. For the record, you should know that I have a personal goal of eating 6 to 8 hot dogs at a Nationals baseball game. On this particular day, a group of law students were taking our token exchange student to her first American baseball game. We were obnoxiously American about it. We got her a funny hat to wear, and we paid $100 to get her name displayed on the Jumbotron, Bienvenue, Amin. And to add another dimension of fun, family, America time, I brought my twins. One of who brought her best friend in the world, a 6-inch bunny named Steven, who lives in the crook underneath her left arm. You have to understand that my twins are 2 very different humans. So Zora is in a perpetual sprint into the shins of strangers. She is a flight risk. And Zoen is the compliant koala. So you can find her usually aggressively leaning into either me or Kayleen, her other mother. But despite this propensity that lulls us into a false sense of security, she is the blood of my blood, and we are Egyptian. So when she is thwarted, she considers it not only an attack on her personal dignity, but also an attack on her family honor and an attack on her country. And will promptly cut her nose off to spite her face. So I was coming back with the flight risk in tow when I noticed a look of horror on Kayleen's face. And I looked to find the compliant koala dutifully pressed up against her hamstring, so I was confused. It turns out, in a fit of pique, likely provoked by the fact that we had either run out of goldfish or handed her the wrong color water bottle, she had popped her pacifier out of her mouth, untucked Stephen from the nook in her arm, and threw both of them overboard. Stephen landed on a bird shit covered awning, and there was no way for us to get him back. Almost immediately, she regretted her decision. Bunny? Bunny? Where's Bunny go? As if she'd missed the last 2 seconds. But how do you explain to a 2-year-old that some actions are irreversible? Ah, yes. Consequences. From the Latin, consequentia. We were getting ready to leave when Kayleen, who attributes human characteristics to everything, looked at me with tears in her eyes, dead in my eyes, and said, Stephen's gonna think we abandoned him in the rain. And I've got 2 toddlers who are baseballed out and 5 hot dogs in me, so I don't feel well. And as we were rushing to go out, I said, she will forget about him, we gotta go. I couldn't resign myself to the fact that this was it for Zoen and Stephen. He'd been with her entire life up to that point. Maybe she would forget about him, but would I? I jumped out of helicopters in flight and hunted America's heroes. I could figure out how to get my kid's stuffed animal back. So I emailed the Washington Baseball Nationals. September 29, 8:28 p.m. Item, stuffed bunny, Stephen. Location, Section 222, the Budweiser Terrace. Description. Dear Washington Baseball Nationals, in a heat and sugar-infused panic, my daughter threw her stuffed bunny, Steven, over the rail. I know this is a long shot, but please, make me a hero to my daughter. On September 30th, nothing was heard. On October 1st, at 9:28 a.m., good morning. We have successfully retrieved Steven the bunny. One of our fantastic carpenters saved him from the awning yesterday. He's still a little damp because he was out there in the rain showers, but he'll dry off. 9:47 a.m. Dear Washington Baseball Nationals, who is this carpenter and how can I express my sincerest gratitude? Oh my God, was it Jesus? I'm so happy I could cry. Thank you so much. 10:24 a.m. Good morning. We will let him know how much you appreciate him. This is how we found Steven. He's a trooper for having survived the fall. And a picture of Steven, like this. So we worked out the details for me to get him back. But first, I don't want to say I opened a karmic door for the Washington Baseball Nationals, but Steven was retrieved on the morning of the wild card game. And the Nationals went on to win the World Series. So you are welcome, DC. I documented my entire trip to the ballpark, including the sheer delight I felt when I realized I might meet the fantastic carpenter. I didn't. But I didn't do it to embarrass Zoe on her 16th birthday or whatever it is parents do to embarrass their kids these days. Maybe I did it for the love and validation of people on social media. But mostly I did it because parenting is fucking hard. And on any given day, I don't know how badly I am fucking it up. The beginning of their lives was marked by the hospital building basically accusing me of conspiracy to kidnap, for fuck's sake. But that day, Steven's homecoming, when I returned that thrice sanitized little bunny to my daughter, and she held him and hugged him and said, "I love you, bunny." That was my best day of being a mom. That was the day I could look myself in the mirror and say, you may not know what the hell you're doing or what the hell they want, but on this day, you parented like a motherfucker. And you fucking nailed it. Thank you.